As some of you may have noticed, our beloved Bailey has been missing from the YouTube channel. We'd actually just gotten back from a trip to Nashville where we were visiting my parents, and we noticed she wasn't eating very much and that she was drinking a ton of water. We took her into the vet on Friday, January 19th, and we discovered that she indeed had a large mass on her spleen, and the vet informed us that if it was our intention to try to save her, that we would need to do an emergency surgery. We took her in that Monday morning and we got the news nobody wants to hear. The mass had spread all the way up and down her spine, and since it was attached to vital organs, there was nothing they could do. It was absolutely devastating. While your brain is trying to scramble to make sense of what's happening to you, of course you have to make these decisions really quickly about, do you want to revive her or is it time to put your dog down? It's just the worst feeling in the world. Because the mass was so big, it was already breaking apart. The vet said when you touch it, it immediately started bleeding. So if we were to recover her, she probably only had a day or two more to live and she would be in a lot of pain. So we scrambled to get in our car and get over to Bailey so that we could at least say goodbye to her while she was still under the anesthesia. Bailey went home to be with the Lord that day. Anissa and I are, we're hanging in there. But it's been really hard. I just wanted to say that our family is really touched by how many of you have reached out, and it's such a testament to who Bailey was and how she touched so many lives and how she brought so much joy to others. And I think most importantly, she was like the perfect example of Christ's love for us. As a way to say goodbye to Bailey here on the YouTube channel, I thought I would produce a song for her. Whenever I would go through hard things growing up, and still now, writing music was a way that I would process all those emotions and all those feelings. Now, it would be completely impossible to make a single song to encompass all of who Bailey was. So this one is focused on just the last few mornings I got to spend with her. I'm naturally an early riser, and Bailey would always come into the studio with me and just kind of sit on the couch or sit on the ground and keep me company. So this song is called Quiet Mornings, and inspired by those quiet, still times I got to spend with Bales. I was looking at some old pictures and videos of Bales, and I had this idea for a picking guitar part. But of course, the gardeners were out with their leaf blowers, so I decided I would do a DI recording of acoustic guitar just to have as a placeholder. I decided to put in some simple, old-sounding piano to underscore the guitar. As the song progresses, I felt like the piano should start moving a little more too, so I added in some more simple melody lines. Now, I'm not a strong piano player by any means, so coming up with these different lines and nailing them, I'm using that term very loosely, was quite a challenge. But, I got through it and I'm proud of my baby piano playing. Now that the song had a little bit of structure, I added in drums. I ended up with a pretty simple 4-on-the-floor country sludge kind of thing. I also added a shaker loop over the top, which definitely helped a ton with the feel. It's a simple beat, but it sounds really good with the acoustic part. Now let's talk guitar. The first layer was just basic guitar diamonds with an old country sounding tone. To go with the country vibe, I felt like we needed a good slide guitar melody, and slide guitar is yet again another part of my playing that I am not great at, but I am getting better. Then I added in an organ as kind of like a pad. Then finally some bass. Bass is tricky for me because there's this fine line of playing just whole notes and definitely overplaying. I always go back and forth on what's the happy medium. Now that the song had its bones and the gardeners were done doing their job, it was time to go back and record the acoustic guitar for real. Of course, I would write a song based around fingerpicking, which is the other area of my guitar playing that I feel like could use some improvement, so I did like a billion takes. And while my fingers felt like they were gonna fall off, it was worth it. I think that stereo acoustic guitar sounds so good in the mix, and it really helps the song feel alive. The last chorus needed to be huge, so I threw in a layer of strummed acoustic guitars. You know, it's funny, when I'm playing acoustic guitar at home and I'm just strumming away on my couch, I don't think anything about it. But the second I get to recording an acoustic guitar, all of a sudden I'm like super hyper focused and tense, and I'm just like really dissecting my strum, and I hear like every little creak and string buzz and all that. It's a process. Dang, Bales, I must love you a lot because I wrote a song based entirely around things I find difficult. Now the fun part, filling in the gaps. I feel like the second verse could use something maybe a little more chordal, so I grabbed my White Falcon and I just kind of improv'd a part. I added some country guitar licks to the last chorus. Then sprinkled in some slide guitar throughout. Finally, some droney, reverby guitar just for a little extra ambience. Alright, Bales, here's Quiet Mornings. This one's for you. everyone for checking out this video and for being so supportive of Bales on the channel. If you want to see more videos of her, you can check them out. She's in literally every single one from the past year, I think. Be sure to leave a like for Bales and catch you next time.